So nah. So Achad, how y'all doing out there? Definitely let's start this off always, you know what I'm saying, until it's etched into your and into your memory. Like if you died today and then 1,000 years from now, you know what I'm saying? You was reincarnated, and then in your memory, you was like, oh yeah, that bald dude Achad, he came out with that book. I need to get that. Holography, you know what I'm saying? The whole writing of the arts and sciences as one educational discipline. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you get that. Put the banner on the screen here so that you know that, this is a priority, you know what I mean? So that you can get the best active grain unified theorem going right now. Most accurate. You know what I'm saying? How does it all tie as one? So make sure you get that holographer.com/the hyphen book. Um, and then there's also some perks of also purchasing this book directly from me. You also get the uh, uh, ebook. You know what I'm saying? The ebook version where you can read it on any device that has any type of PDF reader like Adobe Reader or something like that. And then also there's like I said, there's some I give you some value with what you pay for. You know what I'm saying? There's other things you also get when you buy the book, but that's only for those who already have it. They know what they get when they get it. So make sure you get you a copy, man. But today, and let me just admit here that I'm not trying to for me, I'm not. I'm trying to space some time in between me doing these lives, but I keep getting ideas. So I don't know. Maybe even some of these weeks going forward, you might get like 4 or 5 videos a week. You know what I'm saying? 5 streams a week with this stuff because there's so much. It's like I want to be on some 2 videos per week shit, but it's like nah. It's always something I want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Especially if I'm doing film and TV reviews. You know, I'll be here, ad infinitum. Like there's so many movies and TV shows to review. But this one that we're going to review today is a movie I actually watched last night, and I've been meaning to watch it for a very long time. But I was thinking it was going to be some propaganda, which it is. But I'm glad that they did introduce some things in this movie that we needed to see, and today I'm going to talk about it. So we're talking about the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once. So it stars Michelle Yeoh from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, that type of, that's where she rose to fame in Americas. And then this girl or young woman, Stephanie Hsu. You know what I'm saying? You ain't supposed to pronounce the H in the word. Stephanie Hsu, if I'm being correct. And it also got James Wong, this old dude. I didn't even know he was still acting. Like he's from like Big Trouble Little China. He was Lopan in that movie. And then also I just did a movie review on the Golden Child. He was the older guy that was, kind of giving Eddie Murphy his, spiritual Eddie Murphy his missions to retrieve the Ajanti dagger and, find the Golden Child or whatever. But we're going to do Everything Everywhere All at Once. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of these movies that explores the multiverse. People are into multiverses now. The Marvel thing, Marvel Cinematic Universe. They're into multiple realities. Simultaneously existing. It's a hot thing right now. You know what I'm saying? There's alternate versions of me. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different alternate versions of you. That's what we're talking about. There's a version of me that's in the CIA, a version of me that's a full blown fruitcake. There's a version of me that's selling real estate down there in southern Florida. There's so many different versions of who I am in different universes. You know what I'm saying? There's so much, so many versions of me. Can you think of a crazy version of me? Put it in the comments. I want to see if your version of me is the craziest because it can exist. Possibilities exist, do they not? Because if we're going beyond this dimension here and on this earth, I don't know what they call this world, because in the Marvel cinematic thing they said that this is Earth 616 and there's Earth 818 somewhere, Earth 722. You know what I'm saying? They're saying that there's alternate versions of all of us. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the only version of who I am. You know what I mean? But what I'm gonna do with this review is also bring in these it's kind of like a gallery panorama that I want to put with this review. So this is spoiler alert, you know what I'm saying? If you haven't seen the movie, it's been out for like damn near a year now. Um and I'm mad that Netflix didn't have it on there, bastards. It's like they be having the movies and then they get rid of them. It's like I don't like that. I guess you gotta get one of those VPN accounts, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like you can watch movies, that's they're offline here in America, but you can watch them in France on their servers and stuff. You need the VPN. So whatever. But we're gonna deal with Jobu Tupaki, favorite character in the movie, and I'm guessing because this is a woman, she's a girl, she's a in one of her iterations she's a lesbian or whatever, so she's going to be like the LGBTQ mascot for a moment, you know what I'm saying? And in this movie, you have where she's the daughter of a mother, and the mother in one of these universes split her mind, shatter her mind, where they have the ability to jump into their alternate selves and alternate realities, alternate universes. You know what I'm saying? It's really not that different from the Doctor Strange. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to do a review on that one too. Especially dealing with the Scarlet Witch. You know what I'm saying? Nobody liked her in that movie. I loved her in that movie. That's why I want to do a review of that movie too, because they're similar. You know what I'm saying? They also kind of came out around the same time dealing with multiverses. You know what I'm saying? So you have, this girl, Jobu, you know what I'm saying? She looked wow, you know what I'm saying? They even have a comparison right here on this website where they compare, is Jobu Tupaki or Scarlet Witch, which one it is, who's the greater threat? You know what I'm saying? Who's the badder bitch? You know what I mean? And we're going to explore this little donut bagel on the top of her head, because this is very symbolic. Very symbolic. She might as well be a Jesus Christ figure right now. You know what I'm saying? Just by having this on the top of her head, and the color of it is very important too. So the subtitle of this review is The Path of the Black Bagel, because she deals with holography in a way that, is, I guess, is palpable and edible for those of people that's not in the know or not really into the occult or esoteric. But that's why I say I'm glad that they made this movie, even though this movie is laced with propaganda. You know what I'm saying? Black bagel John, you know what I'm saying? Not Asian bagel, not light skin bagel, black bagel. Now the premise of the movie is, we're gonna deal with her mom. So her mom is played by Michelle Yeoh. So this is Evelyn and this is Joy. But in one of these universes, this person learns how to jump. Like she's like a pioneer in being able to jump from universe to universe in her, multiple selves. So she creates a technology for, for her alphaverse, you know what I'm saying? The version of her in this alphaverse where they can jump to other universes. So this is her daughter in all the universes. So what she does is break her mind, try to get her to be able to like see all universes everywhere all at once. That's pretty much, that's the reason the movie is called Everything Everywhere All at Once. So this girl, Joy, or she becomes Jobu Tupaki, she gets the ability to be able to be everywhere. Like she notices herself or has consciousness of herself in all her iterations, like all of her versions. So she can jump at will. Like there's nothing special she has to do. Like, so she can be aware of herself in 100,000 universes all at once. So knowing that her perception of herself or her perception of reality is vastly different from any one of us. You know what I'm saying? Because here, I'll give you a challenge. Can you have a dream right now and also experience your physical reality right now at the same time? So let's say you was dreaming about having an orgy with frogs, just some real wild shit. You having an orgy with frogs and toads, like y'all all just sucking each other. But in your waking reality, you at your job, doing some data entry or something like that, or you driving on the highway, or you just at the club drinking. But at the same time, you're in this dream verse where you have an orgy with frogs, like y'all really eating coochie and sucking dick. All it's just a big ass orgy with these amphibians. Can you experience those two? Like, can you experience them at the same time? How crazy would that be? So take that experience and times it by like 100,000 or even a million. This is what's going on with her. So whereas this person has the ability to jump from body to body, from universe to universe, she's experiencing it all at once. So she becomes this mind, or this reality warping, nihilistic deity. This one right here with the bagel on top of her head. Little bagel John, you know what I'm saying? And the reason that she's using the bagel is because, if for those of you that eat bagels, you know what I'm saying, little cream cheese face ass, you know what I'm saying, they have a bagel called an everything bagel, and on an everything bagel is everything. So you get your sesame seeds, onions, chives, probably some what else you can put on a bagel. So it's an everything bagel. So it's a symbol for the entire multiverse. So that's why they're using this bagel thing. You know what I'm saying? So her intention is to go through the eye of the bagel. So she creates this, I guess this cult like empire in one of these realities where she's this, she's this chaos being goddess, where she wants to go through the whole of this bagel right here and be done with humanity, be done with the multiverse. Some of y'all are, excited by the fact that there is a multiverse. She's beyond the multiverse. She don't give a fuck about this shit no more. But to an extent, and we're going to get into that. Like, she can, again, she's experiencing herself all at once in all these universes. You know what I'm saying? While some of y'all struggle to, interpret your dreams, she is in all multiverses at once. Because in the movie, everybody else has to use some sort of technology to kind of jump. They have to use these earpieces where they have to do some strange activity, like, in the movie, like some dudes be putting dildos up their ass so that they can, go to another reality. Like, you do these strange things, like you sniff stuff, you make sounds, you do all these strange activities so that you will jump from body or universe to universe. She doesn't have to do that. She doesn't have to do that. So she transcended the use of technology to get her from universe to universe. So in all intents and purposes, she's a goddess right now. You know what I'm saying? She's a goddess. So she can tap into her other selves at will. You know what I'm saying? But what she started to feel is that, all this shit is bland. It's unmundane. Like, who cares if I want to go to a universe where I get all the, sex that I want, or go to a universe where I get to be king, or go to a universe where I get to go to the depths of the ocean. That shit starts to get old to her. Like, she's seen it all. Because you probably right now you have desires that you want to fulfill. Like, you want to make $1 million, you want to drive a Lexus, you want to, what I'm saying, be at the top of a corporation you work for. You know what I mean? You want to make sure your kids are secure and safe, and that you have a college fund for them when they get old enough to go to college. Like, you have all these fucking desires. She done seen it all and did it all to the full. So she doesn't really have the desires no more. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't have these desires no more, like the average person does in any of these multiverses. Because just because you can jump from multiverse to multiverse is not really, free you from desire. So she's trying to free herself from desire, but there's one desire that she never lets go of, and that's what is hindering her from being the ultimate deity of all time. Because notice in the movie, spoiler alert, she doesn't go through the whole of the bagel. She wants to go through it, but she never does. That's her problem. Why she doesn't want to go through that hole? Because she's afraid of being alone. So let me introduce a concept which, is just really using another word for, something I've already talked about plenty of times. It's called perceptual constraint. But we're going to shorten here, I'll put in the comments. We're going to shorten that term to just saying percon. So let me type it up. Perceptual constraint equals per con. We're going to put it on the screen here. Perceptual constraint per con. So most or all the beings in existence, more or less, has perceptual constraints, percons. So what is a percon? It's a limitation in your ability to perceive things. It's also called a schema. Like I said, you've heard me talk about that. I have a whole course dealing with schemas. It's a siddha if you're dealing with the Hindu thing. It's your pain bodies, it's your inner demons. It's something that shapes your perception and thinking. So, for example, those of you that are still in the percon of money, like you don't feel that you are valuable, you don't feel that you are making it in the world or in society if you don't have a certain amount of money. So that percon is what's controlling you because you feel that in order for you to be a fulfilled being, you have to have all this money, or you have to have all these cars, you have to have a house, you have to have a career. Like these are percons. They're mental limitations, they're perceptual limitations. So she frees herself from all percons except one. This is a powerful outfit right here. This powerful outfit. Whoever designed the outfits for Jobu Tupaki in this movie deserves a Grammy or Oscar, whatever the hell the white man awards you for when you make this type of art and movies and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They even saying that she's even greater than Thanos from the MCU. You know what I'm saying? Because Thanos had to, you know what I'm saying, he had to go through his own universe, his own galaxy to retrieve the stone. She's multi-galactic. She didn't have to use the stones. And it was all mine. So there was no, of course it was done artificially because her mother kind of forced her to it's like her mother used her as like a guinea pig, a science experiment where, she forced, her daughter to perceive these multiple universes all at once. So the movie is all about trying to bring her back into her humanity when she's already transcended it. Because humanity itself is a perceptual constraint. It's a composite of these perceptual constraints or percons. So if you ever wanted to deal with the type of spirituality or magic or any type of thing that I deal with, you may want to start being self-aware of your own percons, your mental limitations, your perceptual hold setbacks or holdbacks. You know what I mean? She actually liberates herself from all of them except one. The one that she does not liberate herself from is she's afraid of being alone. She wants to bring her mama with her. She wants to convince her mama to go through the bagel, the whole the bagel. Because the whole of the bagel is the ultimate form of liberation. You are now no longer limited by not just Earth, you're not limited by this multiverse. So yeah, it's cool and it rocks that you can sit here and jump from body to body and your alternate selves, but that's a limitation. Why? Because it's just you. You're only able to jump into your own body in another universe. What if you can jump into anybody else's body? So people think it's hot and cool, which is kind of like an oxymoron. But you know what I'm saying? But we use these words to mean the same thing. They think it's interesting that you can do such a thing. But a woman like this, oh, this is sexy. She is beyond all that. She's beyond it. So it's not hot to her anymore that she can jump from body to body. To her now, it's like it's boring. It's like there's nothing to it anymore. She starts seeing that, these things that you think is so good, they have a dark ending. Like it's like a cycle. You know what I'm saying? Circle, cycle. Look at the bun on top of her head. This is a cosplayer right here, but the bagel. Hold on, let me go to a picture where we have the bagel. Hold on. Where is it? It's a whole culture right now of trying to dress like Jobu Tupaki. I'm pretty sure it is. Here, let me see about this one. Hold on. I'm trying to get to where they have the bagel, like, yeah, here we go. Um, yeah, so she creates or she comes across this portal that takes her out of the multiverse. She's trying to liberate herself, but she's being held back by her own loneliness and fear of solitude. She wants to bring her mom. But the movie is about her mom trying to keep her from going into that bagel or going through that wormhole or that hole outside of the multiverse and going into bigger and better experiences. So as powerful as she is, she still got that one perk on. Because she could have been walked through it. She could have been went through this hole. You know what I'm saying? This eye. This is really an eye. So they deal with this whole first eye or third eye, whatever you want to call it. They deal with this eye. Even me looking through this camera is an eye. Like this whole eye iconography or iconography. You know what I'm saying? She could have been went through this in the movie. But she's trying to convince her mom. See, this is a scene right here. She's trying to convince her mom to come or go through the hole with her. So the conflict is her mom is trying to, hold on to her daughter and keep her in that human, what I'm saying, familial relationship. Because just in when we deal with just the original universe that we're all from, I guess that's what they want to say. In the first part of the movie, she comes to her mom and says, "Well, I have this white lesbian lover that I have, and I want you and grandpop to accept us for it." But obviously, if you're a tradition, and it doesn't even matter if you're Chinese, it's the fact that, if you're from a traditional old world view of things, you don't really accept homosexuality, lesbianism, or any of these things. So, that's kind of the conflict. Like, she's a lesbian and her mom doesn't really accept it. You know what I'm saying? Her mom doesn't, actually any, that's a common problem throughout the world. You know what I mean? Like again, you don't have to be Chinese. You can be Nigerian, you can be Japanese, you can be Indian, you can be Greek. Doesn't matter who you are. It's just the fact that it's a common experience that, like, what if your child came home with a same-sex lover? Like, how would you feel about that? You know what I mean? And then in this, this new time of liberated sexuality and, LGBTQ and, social justice warriors and all this stuff like that. If you're from that era, you're trying to, introduce your mom and them to something new. You pick your family that, you don't like dudes, you like women. You like coochie. Your coochie is not enough. As a woman, you need more coochie. And you're trying to, say that, mom, accept me for who I am. You know what I'm saying? So it's that common, and it's not even really about the lesbianism. It's just that, you're doing something that your parents don't want you to do, or they had some other path aligned for you. It could even be like, if you don't want to go to college like your mom or your dad wants you to, but you want to do something else, like you want to be a comedian, you want to be an artist, you want to be a writer, you don't want to go to college. And so there's that conflict with your parent where they have this in store for you, but you don't want them controlling your life. You have your own goals and aspirations. Well, I really like this picture right here. So these are all the costumes and things that Jobu Tupaki wears throughout the movie. Very excellent costume design. Again, whoever designed all these costumes definitely need to be getting an award, like a very prestigious, you know, award for that. But like I said, does that not look like an eye? And they play with that iconography too, because they also have these fake. Hold on, hold on. Where's that? Hold on, let me look it up. So in this picture, you see that she has this eye on top of her head, right? So this is they're playing with the eye in this movie. Because at first she doesn't like these little plastic, these them plastic eyes that you put on your art project to give like your picture. It looks like it has eyes and stuff, like those little plastic. She has this plastic eye on her forehead, and which what I seen with this is also symbolic of the fact that she's not really awakened. It's false. So she kind of also represents those of y'all that's not really, you're not really woke, you're not really awakened to anything. It's false. You have a false awakening. You know what I'm saying? Your wokeness is a facade. You're not really awakened to anything. Then you see her right here where she puts it on her head. But it's in direct contrast to the bagel portal. Oh, let me go back. So it's in direct contrast to this right here, which is, again, this is what Jobu is trying to pass through. This is why she's wearing the bagel on top of her head. Like you see in this picture where she wants to go through there. But again, her percon or her perceptual constraint is that she don't want to go at it alone. She wants to bring her mama. And, it's, see, did you notice today that I'm doing this is Mother's Day, right? So she want to bring her mama through there, but her mom ain't trying to do that. Why would your mom want to do that? She's stuck in her ways. So the greater theme is, you're trying to convince each other which one is right. Do I stick with the old world ideas and traditions, or do I go into something new, something, revolutionary, something liberating? You know what I mean? Classic parent-child conflict. You know what I mean? And they give you the idea that, she might go through that portal or that wormhole, but they never go. So that's why Jobu Tupaki is kind of like, she's there, but not all the way because she doesn't go through the hole. You know what I'm saying? You got to go through that eye because that's your way out of this fucking torment and prison that you call the world or even this multiverse. The multiverse is not that hot because it's ruled by desires. So, for example, you're in this reality right now, and you're probably not happy with your life, or you're not happy that certain things happened. You have regrets. You know what I'm saying? You didn't want to do this, you didn't want to do that. You wish you could go back in time and fix this and fix that for some people. You know what I'm saying? Most people, you know what I mean? Like you probably had big dreams of becoming like an actor or a singer or some sort of speaker or some sort of famous individual, someone, a millionaire, a billionaire, and there was chances or opportunities for you to do that, but somewhere along the way you fucked it up, or you didn't take advantage of the opportunity you had, or you dropped people you should have kept, or you know what I'm saying, you kept people you should have dropped. You know what I'm saying? Your life is overrun and ruled by desire. You know what I mean? And now after I've watched this movie, you know what I'm saying, the day before, I'm like, I think we're ruled by two things in a lot of ways: unfulfilled desires and fulfilled desires. Think about it. Contemplate that. Use your thought muscles. You know what I'm saying? Use your thought muscles. Pretend this is your mind. You know what I'm saying? Trying to flex so I can like get somebody that, they only care about men's physical, uh, their own physique, so I can get the draws. But anyway, anyway, she's afraid to go through that hole. So that's what's limiting her as a being, because she's basically the chaos being y'all claim to be. You know what I'm saying? She's doing that, but she's limiting herself. Because on the path that I'm on is a path of solitude. To be perfectly honest, I've talked about this. It's a path of solitude. You gotta be by yourself for a while. As if you're afraid to be by yourself, this is not the path. You know what I mean? Because you feel that you gotta be you have to have family, you have to have friends, you have to be a part of some group or some network or some club, or you have to have a feeling of a sense of belonging. You want to belong. While she's at the precipice or the actual gateway to going beyond all that. She's held back by the desire of wanting to belong. And who establishes belonging better than your own mother? You used to be in her womb, right? You know what I'm saying? And I made a video before where I talked about getting off your mother's tit. So this Jobu is on her mom's tit. That's her problem. She don't know how to get off the tit yet. Still on the breasts. You know what I'm saying? She's still on the breasts. That's her problem. So until you do that, you're going to be trapped here. And notice how no one's trapping you except you. So for y'all, for those of you that you think you're on some crusade to kind of liberate women or liberate people from the government, you want to liberate Black people from, slavery or some sort of corporate control or colonization. Nah, you're doing it wrong. Or you're doing it limited. I ain't gonna say wrong. You're doing it in a limited way. Because first of all, you're dealing with people where you didn't even ask them if they wanted to be liberated. So you trying to liberate people where you don't know if they really want that or not. So that's why you don't see me out here on some revolution, some Black revolutionary shit. That used to be me some years ago, you know what I mean? Not knowing any better. That used to be who I was. But you in here fighting a game that was bound to lose. Okay, this is the designer right here, Shirley Kurata. This is her name, right? Shirley, she the one that created all the fly costumes in the movie. You know what I'm saying? You deserve an award, boo. She outdid herself. Who do it better, Shirley Kurata or the Joan from the Black Panther movie? She actually got an Oscar for that, for costume design. I think her name Ruth Carter or something like that. She had got a Oscar for costume design for the movie Black Panther. But in these movies, whenever you see a movie where the aesthetic is high and mighty like that, or highfalutin, you can tell that it's some propaganda behind it. Because a lot of people get distracted by it's just people that don't even fucking understand the movie or the propaganda behind it. They only like the fucking design of it. You know what I'm saying? This is the only shit they care about is the aesthetic, what it looks like. This is another wild style that Tupaki wears in the movie. I like this right here, sucked into the bagel, but she never goes through the bagel, so that's kind of like a misinterpretation. She never goes through that eye or that bagel because she's still on her mother's titty. Oh poo, oh poo. She doesn't know how to get off her mother's nipple. Still stuck on it. With all that perceptual awareness and the ability to jump from universe to universe at will without no technology involved, still stuck on the tit. Here, this is another, there we go. This is a good way to compare. She got the fake eye and then the real eye. The fake one and the real one. The fake one that a lot of y'all be having, and versus the real one that if you're a true seeker, this is the one you'll come across. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Got somebody that made a comment, time to get depthical nagas. True that. Because her mother never had any intentions of going through that hole. You know what I'm saying? So this is y'all right here with the fake eye on your forehead that y'all think y'all advanced because you know about multiple universes now. So what? That's going to be revealed, my child. We're in the age of revelation. We're in the eon of Aquarius. That's why they're sitting out here making these movies, because they know where you're at, but they're trying to prevent you from going where you need to be. You see that? Do you see that? You fake wokes. Do you see this? It's all propaganda. And it's a new kind of propaganda. It's called spiritual propaganda, because it's not, because most propaganda in movies is geared towards some political thing. So, for example, they want to keep black people subjugated, or they want to give white people a pedestal. Like that's a political thing. You know what I'm saying? You're only dealing with politics, but then you take it up a level to deal with spirituality, where you create propagandized movies to keep people from advancing spiritually. So this movie here, Everything Everywhere All at Once, it's a spiritual propaganda movie, because it's trying to convince you not to go into this hole right here, or to seek this one out. So this is why, Jobu Tupaki is kind of considered a villain now. You know what I'm saying? She's considered the bad guy of the movie. Like, even going, if you search her on YouTube, she's kind of like considered a villain. Hold on, there's some video essays that have been made. Hold on, where they at? Because they all saying the same thing. Like, they're just kind of making her seem to be the bad guy of the film. And it's like, no, the film is the bad guy. Powerful twist, right? Who made this? The people who made this film is the bad guy. Or bad guys. Hold on, let me put analysis here, because sometimes the searches be all different from one device to another. Yeah, villain therapy. So she's in the mind of a villain. Villain therapy. You know what I'm saying? She's the villain. How the fuck is she the villain, and she's trying to free herself? She's trying to liberate herself from the constraints and the jail, or the prison of the multiverse. So some of y'all is jailed by this reality, this earth reality, but then going further than that, you're jailed by the multiverse itself. So you think it's freeing that you can go from body to body and from universe to universe. That's even a jail. That's even a prison. And she, right there, she's on a precipice of getting out of here, but she never makes it. She never goes through the eye. Hold on, let me see. I just saw something. Hold on. Where the fuck was that? Hold on, let me go back here. Yeah, she never gets sucked into the bagel. So this is really false. This ain't even what really happened in the movie. This is false. This is false advertising. Talking about you got sucked into the bagel. It's like you ain't even go through the bagel. You wanted you and your mom to go. You was on the tit. So the movie is about making sure you don't you don't want to go through it. You want to be stuck in your multiverse, or just on your earthly, relationships and your earthly dynamics. So, they do show you throughout the movie where, you have people who can, they have the ability to jump from universe to universe. So if you jump into an alternate self that knows Kung Fu, you know what I'm saying? You can get those skills and then bring them back to your original universe. And now you know Kung Fu. You know what I'm saying? So you can go to your alternate selves, learn the skills that your alternate selves have, and then bring them back to your universe. Like, for example, if you don't know how to sing, but there's an alternate version of you that does. So you go through that fast. It's just kind of like the Matrix too. Like, in the Matrix, how you can plug someone into that, put the thing in the back of their neck, and then you can download Kung Fu or some sort of skill into their mind, and then they automatically know it after the download is complete. So it's kind of like that. They play with that idea. You can go to your alternate self. Let's say your alternate self knows how to fuck better than you. So then you learn how to do some hip movements from your alternate self, and then you bring those hip movements into your universe, and now you know how to fuck. You know what I'm saying? Now you know how to knock boots. You know how to bang that coochie down. Or if you're a woman, you know how to break that dick in half. You know what I'm saying? You didn't know how to do that before. You was bland. You was vanilla in the bedroom. Now you all types of chocolate. You know what I mean? You all types of ice cream flavors in the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? It reminded me of that song with Kanye West album. What's it called? Dark Twisted Fantasy, where he had Chris Rock on the track. He's like, where you learn all these pussy moves from? Who you been fucking with? Your pussy is upholstered. Who got your pussy upholstered? We broke up a few months ago. You come back and have a whole different type of sex with me. Who you been dealing with? Who you been fucking? Who taught you this stuff? You wasn't sucking dick before. Now you can gobble the whole nuts with the dick in your mouth. Who taught you this stuff? The pornos? Anyway, I'm just fucking with you. So y'all gotta learn to get off that tick, because it's these bonds that keep you from moving forward. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how to let go. You think that these are things that you should cherish and keep. That's why, again, if you really gonna walk this path, walk it. Don't be half-assing out here. Don't half-ass it, because you never really experience your potential. And then you come across those who do walk that path, and now you, in comparison, you really not that fly or powerful like that. You know what I'm saying? You just powerful to those other people who would never walk either of those paths. You know what I mean? Like, you a god to niggas that ain't even woken up, or you know what I'm saying, ain't even trying to do this shit. But you're not on my level where I'm actually want to go through that bagel. You want to stay in the multiverse for. So what? Hell, even the movie, this movie that came, the Doctor Strange movie, the Multiverse of Madness. You know what I'm saying? They show you that your dream is actually you experiencing an alternate version of yourself in another universe. That's their take on this stuff. So technically, you do be universe hopping or verse jumping. You do be doing that when you go to sleep. So if you ever had a dream where you was the millionaire, or you was the king of the world, or the queen of the underground magic, like you was just the top bitch of the whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever you desire, and you had that dream, then some alternate version of you is already doing that. So what you upset about? So you can't sleep, and you cannot accept the fact that, or be at peace that some alternate version of you is that millionaire. Some alternate version of you is that great fighter, or that king of the world, or that person that has all these superpowers that all the superheroes have. Some alternate version of you has it. So why can't you be at peace with that? It's these desires. It's the unfulfilled desires and the ones that are fulfilled. So, for example, let's say in this lifetime, your desire to be a billionaire is fulfilled. Now what? Now what? Because notice how it traps you here, because you need to do all these different things to become that billionaire. See, they romanticize it, but they don't tell you the true and living actual process of you becoming that. There's probably a whole fucking dark side of being that billionaire that you know nothing about. There are some things you probably gonna have to do to become that billionaire. That is, did you gonna do it? Oh, you thought it was just, I just sell a product and it makes a lot of money. You think that's how it works? Because from what I can see, what I've seen, and like I said, I ain't a billionaire, so I can't really tell you. All I'm saying is I've seen and did some research on this stuff, and like I said, if you're willing to do those things, then I guess you'll become a billionaire or a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? But then what? Now that you achieved it, now what? Because some people lie to themselves and say, well, I'm doing this for my kids and my future generations. Shut your selfish ass up. Now, it is a noble thing to do that. I ain't going to sit here and, try to play you like that. It is noble to do that. You know what I'm saying? But again, do you really know what it takes to actually do that? Because you don't know the personal lives of these people. Now, let's say it ain't about money with you. It's about, I don't know, something where, you create something that, changes people's lives. Like you write a book, you create art. Some people have the desire to be an artist. Like you don't need money to be a thing. It's like, I just want to go out there and paint or sculpt or, you know what I'm saying, do some sort of artistic thing where I get, respected for it. I get venerated for it. I get renowned artists. You know what I mean? You don't want to work jobs. You want to be a full-fledged, full-time artist. You know what I'm saying? Now, if that's what you want to do, fine. Do you understand what they're trying to say about the multiverse, though? There is some version of you that is doing that. And perhaps you've had dreams about it too. But what if the reverse is true? Like, for example, let's say you are that artist and you don't want to be that artist anymore because it was a life of, having to please people and having to, you know, live up to certain expectations. You never really have freedom to yourself because everybody, like some people don't like being famous. So what if you are that person and then you want to go to a version or a universe where you just want to be the average Joe Schmo? You want to live in the woods somewhere. You want to be a farmer like Thanos. You know what I'm saying? Because you think that with people who have these things that you desire, they just all fulfilled. And it's like, no, they have other desires. It's just they probably desire what you have. They don't want to be famous anymore. They don't want to sit here and work for people anymore. They don't want to build shit anymore. They just want to be normal. They want to be average. They don't want all that anymore. It's just like the story with Buddha. He lived in with the Buddhist thing, like he lived in a castle. He was very wealthy and rich, but he didn't get any satisfaction from it. So he gave it all away. He renounced it. He went into the wild, I guess, and started meditating and stuff. Some people don't have peace. They got everything else except peace of mind. Some you probably have, but you want more than peace of mind. You want the money, you want the fame, you want the wealth, you want the houses, the real estate, the power. You want all this shit. So this is, Jobu Tupaki was kind of seeing that as she was able to, experience all these different realities all at once. You know what I'm saying? And she was fed up with the shit. She like, nah, I don't feel like being human anymore. I don't feel like going through the ups and downs and the cycles of humanity because they're all, or even just in these other universes. It's like I'm done with it. But she wasn't all the way done. She still wanted her mom. That was her again. That was her perceptual constraint, her percon. Because again, she could have been went through that damn bagel. She was stalling. Could have been walked through that shit. They even got it in Spanish. Jobu Tupaki y el Bagel, which is I know some Spanish from high school. Jobu Tupaki and the bagel. They even got nihilismo, which is nihilism, absurdismo. So she's basically an embodiment of this stuff, like nihilism and absurdism. And you know what I do on Instagram, the whole black absurdist thing. I even made a video about a couple weeks ago about this black absurdist stuff. So that's what she becomes. She's even using her abilities to warp reality. So she can go to any of these multiverses or any of these verses, these universes, and manipulate reality. She can turn you into confetti. She can make herself look like a bodybuilding man. She can manipulate all that now, all in her mind. You know what I'm saying? Just with her mind. There's one scene where she sucks on a gun that someone, is trying to shoot her. She sucks on it and turn the bullets into smoke. So she can do all that. She's the ultimate magician. And you see that she's kind of on that sacred clown thing too, where she's, playing with confetti and doing all this funny stuff and, what a sacred clown would do. That's why I'm having a liking towards it. It's just that she doesn't go all the way with it because of her, still on the tit. Oh, this is her with her lesbian lover right here. I don't know this thing where they shave like half their head and then the rest they got long hair, but they shave this half or this half. I'm not sure if that's like a lesbian staple, like that's something that's what they do. It's a part of their identity, but she does it. You can see it right up in here. But they, what I'm saying, they on that, I guess she's the dude and she's like partially dudeish, what I'm saying? No one's wearing a skirt or anything. There's no lipstick lesbian going on. Um, have you ever seen two butches doing that? You know what I'm saying? And again, this ain't being discriminatory, it's being, actual, factual. And here's them. This is a GIF where, you're supposed to go through that. And y'all just playing with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like looking at the eye, but not wanting to see what's beyond the eye or going through the eye. See, the eye has a very special symbolism in the occult or in at the esoteric realm. Very, very important. It's even on your dollar bill right now. You know how they be doing this, if your favorite rapper or singer is on the cover doing this, or you see them doing that. This is them trying to be on some shit like, I'm your God type of thing. They be on that shit. When in all reality, what this is beyond this physical or multiversal construct that you see out here. You know what I mean? Oh, where the gift at? Oh, it don't matter. So yeah, it becomes an aesthetic instead of really like piercing through the facade or the simulacrum of the film. You know what I'm saying? So she's halfway the actual sacred clown. You know what I mean? Halfway, almost. We're gonna call her almost. See, more designs. That's all they care about. This is the costume, the dressing up, um the outer, the surface level shit. Don't even know this movie is one big ass propaganda pie. You know what I'm saying? Then they try to make it about narcissistic parents, where it's like, no, that may be woven in there, but it's not really the true theme of this movie. The true theme is the propaganda. It's them trying to tell you that no, do not go through the eye. Stay in the multiverse. Stay in the trap. And if you think this is some new shit, well, look at it. For those of you that know about tarot, the card, the devil. And you see that the devil is in the center, you know what I'm saying, looking all, zesty. And then you got the woman and the man is standing next to him, and they got chains around their neck. Those chains are not permanently around their neck. They can easily, any day, anytime, take those chains off and get out of this world of matter. You know what I'm saying? But they choose to have the chains on them. So it's by their own choice or volition to stay in this physical or a multiversal trap. So if you really want to know who's the devil, just look around and see anybody trying to persuade you or convince you that you should stay on earth. See, it doesn't have to look like no devil. See, people who think a devil's supposed to look a certain way. No, it's anything or anyone trying to convince you to stay here in this earthly shit. That's the devil. You know what I mean? Because it all goes back to preference and choice. You know what I'm saying? Do you choose to be here or do you choose to go beyond? You see how Jobu, she doesn't go into the bagel. She doesn't go through it. Wanting someone to be with her to go through it. Like she doesn't have that courage to do it herself. You know what I mean? She needs a partner. She needs her mama. Tell your mom I said happy Mother's Day today. I tell her I said it. You know what I'm saying? Don't be saying you said it. Like I know you told her probably today. I'm saying like, or just any mother figure, because I know people's, your mom might not be here physically or whatever. I'm saying like if any mother figure that you do deal with, you know what I'm saying? Tell them I said happy Mother's Day. But I ain't on the tit. You can tell them that too. See this wormhole? You don't see this black hole wormhole thing? This is the goal. This is the goal. You found it. If this is something you discovered in your spiritual path, this is what you're supposed to deal with. Because, like I said, it goes back to holography, like, dealing with an everything bagel. Everything is on it. That's why they deal with the everything bagel. You know what I mean? This is the path of the black bagel. You need to just hop on that. But I mean, overall, the movie is well acted. I'll give them that. It's well acted. It's aesthetically pleasing to look at, which is again, that's the distraction part of it. Because Black Panther is good, saying aesthetically pleasing. You know what I'm saying? They got all the costumes and all the little lip rings and little neck braces and the hats and all that shit. It's pleasing to look at. But if that's your only, that's what you find pride in, even as a black person, like that's what you find pride in, that we're able to design shit that way. We've always been doing that. So what? And also, we've always been exploited for it too. You know the saying, they like black culture, but they don't like black people. It's that idea, that concept. So what? You can thread the best costumes and all that and create the best gowns. So what? We know you can do that. You got, the melanin. You can do stuff like that. Duh. But then you're being exploited, and then it's like you don't have, dignity about yourself until someone gives you an award for it. So you're trying to please a system where they know that you can do that stuff, but you don't feel your self-esteem is shot until they give you, your praise or an Oscar for it or a Grammy. This nigga's still trying to get a Grammy. Like, forget that Grammy, forget that Oscar or anything on that level. These are traps that keep you here in this physical trap, this physical prison. You know what I'm saying? Even the multiverse. So you're not even freeing yourself just by going to another universe. This is the way out. There it is right there. That's the way out. And they put it in a movie and try to say, don't go through there. When you see that, it's bad. You need to go back on the tit. This is the message of the movie. This is the propaganda. And y'all fell for it for the most part. But another reason why I'm doing this review is, again, it's definitely what I'm talking about in this book. You know what I'm saying? The holography, the book that I wrote. It's the same concept of dealing with everything, everywhere, all at once. That's what a holography unified theorem is for. You know what I'm saying? That's why I deal with it. We're dealing with everything that ties everything together. The thing that ties everything together, the concept, the mentality, you know what I'm saying? The route you should go. You know what I mean? Or I ain't gonna say should, but a route you can go, because another route is that you can stay in this multiverse and you talking about Jobu Tupaki who gets tired of it. So it may be a new thing for you, but she's done with it. She's tired of it. She knows all these universes and they all wind up doing the same thing. It's like it's up, then it's down, it's up, then it's down. How long you gonna be on the merry-go-round or the carousel? It gets old. You want to go on to something new. You want to go beyond this cycle, this trap. But her mom wants to be trapped in it. That's why she's wearing the fake eye on the top of her forehead. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense. They put it in here. They know what they're telling you. They know what they're telling you. You just don't want to pay attention sometimes, don't you? You want to skip past that and deal with the costumes and the aesthetics and the fact that, oh, they're able to jump from this universe. That's cool. I want to do that too. I want to take some from my alternate self and bring it to this world because I'm not doing so well in this one. I want to go on adventures to worlds that I've never seen before. It's like you already do that when you dream, nigga. You already do that. But yeah, man, let me bring this to a close. I already got an hour in with this. But yeah, man, this is like I said, it's an excellent movie as far as, the aesthetics. It's a good script, you know what I'm saying? They deal with some themes of, parental and child conflict and being accepted and the trauma of passing it down because they do have the grandfather from the James Wong nigga from Big Trouble Little China, him. I didn't even know he was still alive, and he did his acting thing in here too. You know what I'm saying? Well acted, you know. But yeah, that's like I said, watch it and see what you get out of it. You know, see what you get. But beware of your own perceptual constraints, your percons. Some of y'all are controlled by your percons. You need to be self-acknowledgement. Self-acknowledgement is knowing all your percons. You know what I mean? Because if you can experience everything everywhere all at once, how would you then proceed to act or proceed your life? How would you live your life if you can do that? I've said this before. If you can, well, how would you react to experiencing your physical birth and your physical death at the same time? Because that's part of the percon where you have a perceptual constraint. Like, for example, you experience time from moment to moment for most people. What if you experiencing all your events all at once? Like in the movie Watchmen with the blue dude. He's another one. He experiences all his life events all at one time. He's not on a linear track. He's on a circular all at once track. So him as a 5-year-old and him as a 55-year-old, he's experiencing that all at one time. It's not linear for him. So that's a perceptual constraint that he has transcended or gone beyond. But again, that's if you want to go that far. Some people don't want to go through the bagel eye. Let me bring up the bagel eye before we get out of here. The path of the Black Everything Bagel. Can you handle it? Can you go through with it? Is you being on a tit or you trying to stick on to this world? You don't want to go through it no more. You know what I'm saying? Or you don't want to go that far in your perception. Who knows? But again, Achad, Wholography, get it. Holographer.com/the book. You know what I'm saying? Put my Patreons on here, making sure they know. You know what I'm saying? So next time I will deal with because I'm on this Asian thing. So the next movie or show that I'm gonna do is Beef. You know what I'm saying? Because that's something I just got done watching this weekend as well. We're gonna get into that movie. It's on that or a show, that Netflix show with the Stephen Yoon, the Asian guy from the movie Nope. He also played in Sorry to Bother You with Lakeith Stanfield and Tessa Thompson. Him. And then the Ali Wong, I think she did some comedy specials. I was seeing that stuff on the um, Netflix. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get into that next. But I also want to do a review, on the Multiverse of Madness, the Doctor Strange movie. You know what I mean? So that's what's coming up down the pipeline. So again, Alakad. I'll see y'all later. And like I said, but I ain't affiliated with them Illuminati niggas. I'm beyond that. You know what I'm saying?